What's good, y'all? It's Swayze. We're picking up right where we left off with the E36 drift build. The diff gasket still needs more time to dry. What we can do in the meantime, I got some knuckle adapters and I got some garagistic, if I'm saying that right, Treehouse V2 offset arms. So this right here is going to give me a little more lock with my stock tie rod. Also got some stuff for the rear, but I am pretty tight on time, so that's not a huge priority right now. So from my understanding, this right here bolts into the knuckle. This bolts with the control arm, and the tie rod bolts in right here, and that'll give you a little bit more lock. So let's go ahead and throw these in. And before I do that, I want to test out the stock steering angle so I can compare it to the angle with the adapters. Now, like I said in the last video, I got staggered wheels. I got 9J and 10J. Now, I got 215 tires, so I'm thinking I'll put the 10s in the front and run a 225, and then run the 215s on the 9s in the rear, just so it's easier to get tires on and off. Let me know in the comments what y'all think of that, if y'all are more experienced with stretching tires. Okay, so there's already a problem with the 10s in the front. They're rubbing on the coilover. On the other side, it's real bad. Yeah, this is just from putting the wheel on. So if I do want to run the 10s in front, I'm gonna need to run a spacer. Let me try the 9s. So I got the 9 on there and it clears just fine. So here's the stock lock. That's stock. Not too bad. I did drift on stock E36 lock for a couple months and it wasn't too bad, but there's the other way. Not really as much, but there it is. All right, cool. I apologize. I didn't get it on camera, but I'll get the next one. But I just hit it off with a pry bar and a hammer, and it came right off. I tried using my slide hammer, but that didn't really do anything. It was just pulling the housing off the rubber part. So, oh well. Let's get the new one on. So here's the new offset arm. It's gonna go just like that. Just like that, easy. I just gotta get it on there. Started by hand. I'll take my mallet. Ah, fuck. Now I should have done this at the same time as I did the coilovers, because now I gotta take the coilovers off again. But that's no big deal. So with the coilover undone, it should be a little bit easier to get these holes lined up. I just realized I put this on upside down. So I gotta take it off and put it back on again. Yes! All right, that was a pain in the ass, but I got it in. Next side should be easier, and I'll show you. So now to install this knuckle adapter, all we gotta do is take out the tie rod. Nice. All right. So now, all we gotta do is take this guy. That end goes there. This end up in here. Excuse me. Goes that way. I'm afraid these threads might be in pretty bad shape. Look inside that nut. I don't know if y'all can see that. Yeah, Yeah, the threads are iffy. So I went and exchanged my Pittsburgh tap and die set for the Icon one. The reason I did that is because I posted in the Harbor Freight Facebook group about the price gap, and they mentioned that the Pittsburgh one is complete garbage and they wouldn't really use it unless they're just chasing threads. And I'm gonna do more than chase threads. I'm gonna be tapping threads in the rear knuckles, so I don't want to take the risk of having a tap break off inside the knuckle. And this set is still pretty cheap as far as tap and die sets go, so I just went ahead and got this one. You know, it should last me a long time, so I'm gonna go ahead and use this to chase the threads on this nut and on the outer tie rod. Oh my God. So if you look closely, these threads are fucked. Look at that. Nice Jake brake action. Yeah, these threads are completely done. I might, yeah, this ain't great either. To be honest with y'all, this ain't a show car. I'm gonna see if I could just hammer that shit on. This will either work or destroy them even more. All right, it's cutting through them things. So glad I bought a tap and die set. Wonderful. All right, so this side's all done. It did take a lot longer than it should have, but that's okay. For the next side, I know what to do. So it shouldn't take as long, hopefully. Now, if you look closely, this wheel is pointing out a little bit, and then this wheel is also pointing out. So what we need to do is just cut a little bit off the tie rods. Just started raining, so I'll put everything away real quick, but I just spoke to my boy Tyler, who informed me that these tie rods are gonna be a bitch to adjust. Just to break that nut loose is gonna be difficult. So he said if you don't even have a vise, you know, don't even bother. And I am gonna get new tie rods regardless, so I'm just gonna go ahead and buy them now so I can cut and install those, because this is gonna be a ton of this is gonna be super difficult and they're gonna be replaced anyway. So I'm gonna get new tie rods ordered, which means these are gonna have to come out. And once this rain stops, I'm gonna go ahead and install this diff, because this gasket is dry and it's ready to be put to use. So this diff is gonna go in, the sway bar is gonna go back in. And what I did with the diff and sway bar hardware is I had them soaking overnight in this shit. So if I get one of these, you can see a ton of stuff on there, you can call it. So I'm gonna get those out once I'm ready to put the diff in. All right, so let's see if soaking these bolts overnight actually did anything. I mean, right off the bat, there's all this this white substance on it. It's not nearly as rusty as it was. That's pretty dope. Hey, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. It looks pretty good. Look at these right here. I mean, so like the nuts are still pretty rusty, but the bolts, I mean, there's really not much rust left on them. So this worked out pretty well. Look at that nasty rust water. This was clear 24 hours ago. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I should do that more often. Oh shit, it caught. Let's go. Nice. Diff is in. My phone ran out of storage, so I couldn't get the last parts, but the sway bar is in, good to go. We got the diff in, we got some front suspension parts done today. That's gonna do it for today. We still got a bunch more to do before the first drift event this Saturday, which is a week from today. I'm recording this on Saturday. So we got 6 days to get the car ready. We got a couple more things to do, half cage, bucket seats, a couple more suspension things. And this thing will be ready to do some skids. So stay tuned for that. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.